crochet crowd. Inspire, create, and celebrate. Let's learn something.
Welcome back to the Crochet Crowd. I'm your host, Mikey. Today is the holiday cheer blanket. This is obviously crochet, and we're going to be working on this, and this is using the Caron Anniversary Cakes. One ball is all you need, and the color, the way that you see here, is called Holly Jolly. In this particular pattern, in the download, that you'll find a crochet diagram available to you and all of the instructions, and today I will take you through these step by step. I'm going to be using Bernat Blanket instead, and I'm also going to be just using a regular color yarn, so it won't be transitioning in coloring like this. So as you see here, this is how it comes out of the ball, and because of it, it does a really cool job. So let's get started on this project. To begin, you're going to need an 8mm size L crochet hook, and this here is using a super bulky weight, so Bernat Blanket is a good substitute just in case you would like to try that as well. So let's get started and start at the very beginning. The color that you see on camera today is called light teal in Bernat Blanket, and we're going to create a slip knot to begin. Okay, and now let's chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and let's slip stitch to the beginning chain right here. Yarn over, pull through and through, and you have the center ring of your blanket. Just let the straggler just wrap around that ring when we go to do round number 1, and that's going to be coming up next. Let's begin round number 1. We're going to chain 3, which will count as your first double crochet. And you are going to place in 2 more double crochet into that center ring. So just pull it open and double crochet 2 more times. The corners of this blanket will be a chain 2. So chain 2 and place in 3 more double crochet into the center ring. Just go right up over top of that straggler, just kind of put it together, and it will get stuck underneath the stitches. Okay, so you got 2 sides of your beginning, and now you're going to chain 2 to turn the corner and place in 3 more double crochet into the ring. Okay, chain 2, turns the corner, and then place in 3 more double crochet. Now I use what is called as a half double crochet join, and half double crochet is the equivalent of a chain 2. So instead of chaining 2 and slip stitching, what we do is we do a half double crochet join, and it creates a bridge that is the equivalent of a chain 2. So wrap the hook, go into the top of the beginning chain 3, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through all 3. And what this is doing is it's getting the next round, so it's starting directly in the corner instead of favoring where you've slip stitched. If you prefer a different way of doing it, that's up to you. If you've gone over the straggler like I have, you can just safely trim that out. And you're ready for round number 2. In this pattern, rounds number 2 through 10 is the repeat for the whole thing. We use video chapters. You'll see that in the video description and or pinned comment, and you will see the time markers, and you can scroll back. So round number 2, we're going to begin. Round number 2, chain 1, single crochet into the same corner. So you're just going and wrapping around that half double crochet bridge that you made. You are going to single crochet in each one of the stitches until you get to the next corner. You don't need to count, you just got to do. And in the corner, when it's a single crochet, it'll be single crochet, chain 2, single crochet. Okay, so I'll give you the instruction one more time. You're just going to single crochet across till you get to the next corner. And then in your corners, single crochet, chain 2, single crochet. I need you to do this around for round number 2. I'll see you at the end on how we finish, and I'll be there in just a moment. When you get back to the beginning, you've already got a single crochet in there, so you're going to finish this corner with the single crochet first, and then a half double crochet join to the top of the first single crochet. Because we're not changing color and we're letting the yarn just do its own magic, we just are always going to do a half double crochet joins on the corner. And now let's begin round number 3. Round number 3, we're going to start providing some texture. So we're going to chain 3, which is your first double crochet, and you're going to double crochet again into that same corner. Now when you come and repeat this in the future, there's just going to be more to do before you get to the corner. So the first single crochet right here, you're going to make that as a front post treble crochet. So wrap the hook twice and just wrap around that from the front. So just going into the side and then pop it back out to the side. Yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through, 2, 2, and 2. You're now going to double crochet into the next single crochet that you have. Okay, so this wrapping around of that stitch counts as the top of that stitch, so you're going to the next one to do a double crochet. Okay, the next one is going to be a front post treble crochet. Okay, so just see, this is the empty stitch, which is the next one, and you're just going to use the post. So front post treble crochet. So just coming into the side, pop it out to the other side, yarn over, pull through, 2, 2, and 2. The next one, okay, so that counts as the stitch it's sitting in. So the next one is going to be right here, and that's just a double crochet. And then the last single crochet before the corner is going to be a front post treble. So wrap the hook twice, coming into side to side. Pull through 2, 2, and 2. So your corners are going to be the same as what we've been doing. Sorry, I guess not so far, but in the corners it'll be 2 double crochet. Chain 2 to turn, and 2 double crochet. So the front post treble doesn't look like much right now, but it will when you're changing colors in the future with the yarn. Okay, and it will pop out eventually as well, even with solid colors. So to start a fresh side, the first single crochet is a front post treble. And then what's the next stitch? Did you say double? Because it is, it's a double crochet. And then what's the next stitch? Yeah, it's a front post treble. So you're alternating between the 2 stitches going across. The next stitch right here is a double. And then the last stitch should always be a front post treble before you hit a corner. And then your corners, do you remember? It's 2 double crochet. Chain 2 and 2 double crochet into that corner. Okay, so I need you to repeat those steps all the way around, and I'll be back and show you how to finish the round. To finish round number 3, you got to come into that beginning corner, and you need to put in your 2 double crochet first, and then you're joining with the half double crochet to the top of the first chain 3. Just like that. Okay, so you see a bit of texture on this sample here, and we're moving on to round number 4. Okay, round number 4, we already know what we're doing with this one here. We're chaining 1, and we're going to single crochet into the beginning corner. So to help stabilize and let the colors really flow on this kind of example, we're just going to single crochet ourselves to the next corner. I believe that every other row is a single crochet round. And that's what makes this blanket really visually awesome. If you use the same stitch going round and round, it causes a color pool where this kind of change makes the stitching, especially if the colors are changing, more random. So in your corners, 1 single crochet, chain 2, 1 single crochet, and then single crochet in every stitch. Going forward, I'm just going to tell you to do a single crochet in the round, going around, and this is exactly what it is, so I don't have to be as detailed. Okay, so single crochet around, corners, 1 single crochet, chain 2, 1 single crochet. Coming all the way back around, this is the beginning corner. You're just going to 1 single crochet into it, and then a half double crochet join to the top of the first single. Okay, so that will be awesome. And now let's move on to round number 5. Round number 5, we're going to do what is called as a cluster round, and it's just a fancy word for something fun. Okay, we're going to begin by chaining 3 and double crochet into the same corner. So in your rounds here, the corners will be 2 single crochet, chain 2, 2 single crochet. You're going to chain 1 and you're going to skip the first single. It looks kind of weird always in the beginning one, but this is a chain 1 and that's your physical single crochet. So always look for where the legs are on the stitch. You're going to come into your next stitch right here and you're going to do what is called as a cluster. So it's essentially a 2 together double crochet. So you're going to wrap the hook, skip the first single, go to the next one, yarn over, pull through 2 and hold, and then yarn over and into the next stitch, or sorry, into the same stitch, in, yarn over, pull through, and pull through 2. You should have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through all 3. Once you have that cluster done, you're going to chain 1 and you're going to skip the next stitch and do a cluster into the next one. So essentially a 2 together double crochet. So yarning over, pulling it through, pull through 2 and hold, and do that again. So yarning over, same stitch, in, yarn over, pull through 2 and hold. You should end up with the 3 loops and yarn over, pull through all 3. So because of this styling of yarn, I only wanted the clusters to be 2. Technically they're usually 3, just generally speaking, but this makes the yarn go further. So chain up 1, skip the next one, and cluster into the next. And you're doing this all the way to the corner. So chain 1 between your clusters. Okay, so skip 1. And if your stitch counts are correct, there should be a stitch before your corner, which is right here. So you're still going to chain 1, skip that one, and then just start your corner. So 2 double crochet, just naturally turn your project, chain 2 and 2 double crochet. Okay, and then you start a fresh side. So chain up 1, skip the first one, look for the legs of the single crochet if you're not sure. See how there's 2 legs there? So skip that one and you go into the next one for a cluster. And then begin the process all over again, going across. So whenever you repeat this round in the future, there's just more to do before you hit a corner. So please do this all the way around for round number 5. I'm going to leave a little tip right here. If you get to the end and you're out of sequence of the counting, then what may happen is that you may be skipping over 2 stitches instead of 1. I just accidentally did that off camera. So just when you're coming out of a corner, this is number 1, this is number 2. So when you chain 1, make sure you go into the second one over from the corner. I accidentally went to the third because the first was kind of buried underneath the stitch work. So just watch for that, and hopefully that tip helps. So coming all the way around, I got my chain 1 after the last cluster, skipping the one before the corner, and just placing 2 double crochet into the final corner, and then a half double crochet join to the top of the first chain 3. Okay, and that was round number 5. So your blanket should be sitting relatively flat, and we're moving on to round number 6. Round number 6 is a single crochet round, but I have to explain something to you first. We're going to chain up 1 and single crochet into the corner. There's a tip on the pattern itself. The chain 1 spaces are counted as a stitch. So we're going to single crochet in every stitch, and when you hit a chain 1, you're just going to use the space of the chain 1. So go right into the space. That counts as a stitch, and then the top of the cluster and space, and this will help space out those clusters even better. Okay, so just go all the way around, single crochet in every stitch and space. The corners are 1 single crochet, chain 2, 1 single crochet. Go all the way around. I'll see you at the end of round number 6. Finishing round number 6, 1 single crochet into the final corner and a half double crochet join to the top of the first single crochet. Okay, and so you see how it's spaced out? That's because the single crochets are in between, and does a really cool job with that. Let's begin round number 7. Okay, round number 7, I'm going to give you a bit of a mental break, and I think it's important in stitch samplers like this that we do have that mental break so that you can just sit back and relax and do what you already love to do. So we're going to chain 3 and double crochet into the first corner. And all I need you to do is double crochet yourself to the next corner. Okay, so just use every stitch and double crochet. Okay, and then in your corners will be 2 double crochet, chain 2, 2 double crochet. So this gives you a bit of a mental break, especially for experienced crocheters or easy level people. And I will see you at the end of the round in just a moment. This is round number 7. Finishing up round number 7, I bet you know how it's going to finish. Yeah, it's 2 double crochets into the beginning space, and you're going to do that half double crochet join. And I bet you know what is going to come in round number 8. Hint, hint, single crochet. So every other round is single crochet. So let's start round number 8. So round number 8 is single crochet, so chain up 1, 1 single crochet into the first, and then single crochet into each stitch until you get to the corner. And then your corners are 1 single crochet, chain 2, 1 single crochet. A tip I can leave for you now that you've gotten this far in the tutorial, if you feel like the corners are starting to buckle in and kind of just folding in, you can substitute the corners and use a chain 3 instead of a chain 2 if that's happening with you. So it depends on your tension as well. So you can even if you've got this far in the tutorial, you can just switch out to a chain 3, especially on the single crochet rounds, and that will help for tension, just in case that's a problem for you. So I'll see you at the end of this round, and I'll be right back in a moment. I'm coming up to the end of number 8, single crochet into the final, and then a half double crochet join. So I kind of lied to you in the beginning that every other round is single crochet. There is slightly one change, but I will talk to you in round number 10 about that. So let's begin the next round, number 9. Round number 9, we're going to create posts that are separate from each other, but we need to put a chain 2 in between each of those posts when we go to do that. And the reason for it is that in the next round, we're going to be coming down on top of it, doing a spike stitch, which is creating that really cool look on the blanket itself. So as you begin this round here, we're going to chain 3 and double crochet into the corner. Now, technically, when we do stuff like this, we just chain 1, but we have to chain 2, skip the first stitch out from the corner, and double crochet in the next. And the reason for this is that the spike stitch causes this to compress, and if it's a chain 1, it's going to cause the whole blanket to misform. So it's going to feel wrong, but I need you to trust me. So chain 2, skip only 1 stitch, and double crochet in the next, and you're going to do this all the way to the corner. Okay, so chain 2, skip 1, double crochet the next. Okay, so I'll stick with you here. I tried doing that chain 1 during the design and it buckled, so chain 2 is better. So if our stitch counts are right, we should end up with the second last stitch before a corner as your last double crochet going in. Skip one, double crochet in, chain two. So that's technically right. So I have one more stitch before the corner, so I just skip it, and then you do your corner of 2 double crochet, chain two, 2 double crochet. So it's going to feel a little bit sloppy when you do this round because there's too many stitches being added, but you'll see how that will work in the future. So chain one, skip the first stitch out of a corner, double crochet, sorry, chain two, I apologize. See, I'm screwing up. So chain two, skip the first single, double into the next, chain two, skip the next, double crochet the next. Please do that all the way around. I'll see you at the end of number 9 in a moment. So I'm coming all the way around, chain two, come into your first corner, 2 double crochet, and a half double crochet join. Now I'm going to change colors because I want to really indicate to you why we're going to do what we're going to do in the next round. So I'm going to just switch colors, but the anniversary cakes will naturally do this on its own. So let me change out colors and I'll be right back in a moment. So I'm just going to add some new yarn here, but you would just, normally you'll be in the half double crochet join, and I'm just going to attach it here. So with the half double crochet join, you're just going to start with a chain one. Okay, so you're going to single crochet into that same corner, and what you're looking for is these empty spaces. So we have 2 more stitches to do before we see an empty space, so let's just put a single crochet in each of these. So now what we're going to do is a spike stitch down into this stitch here. So when you go to do this, you got to be a little bit relaxed. See the height of where you are? You have to end up back up there. So you're going to yarn over and you're going to go into this stitch right here. This is going to go up over the top of the line, and you're going to yarn over from the back and pull through, and you're just going to pull up enough that you think it's going to finish at the right height. Yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. What this is doing is it's causing that chain 2 to kind of sink down a little bit, and because it's chain 2, it has the flexibility to do that. And this will cover then in between the stitch so that you don't end up with these spaces. So you're going to single crochet into the next double. And then you're going to spike stitch here. So yarn over and in, let the yarn go up over top of the line. Yarn over, pull through, and give it enough slack that it will look like this one. You may need to practice a little bit, so you might have to do a few and then pull it out and get more consistent. Yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Okay, single crochet into the next double, and spike. Pull through 2 and 2. Double into the next double, or sorry, single into the next double, and then spike. And so with the holly, with the cheerful yarn that we're using that's changing color, these, when they come down, they'll be a different color technically, or usually are, because of the self-striping of the anniversary cakes. So, but you can always force your color changes if you want it to happen as well, if you're using something like I am on camera today. Okay, so I'll just get myself to a corner. So you're looking for all these spaces before you hit a corner. So this is the last space before the corner. And so then you have some stitches left. So you got 2 stitches left before a corner, so it's a single and a single. And then in the corner, single crochet, chain 2, single crochet. And now let's just start a fresh side just to recap. Okay. So the first 2 are single crochet because you're looking for the open space. And then once you see an open space, just do a spike stitch into that space to cover it over, and then single into the next double. Okay, so I need you to do this all the way around. Don't forget those corners are 1 single crochet, chain 2, 1 single crochet, and I'll see you at the end of this round in a moment. I'm finishing up the 10th round. I'm doing my last spike in, and then I got 2 more single crochets before the corner. So you're going to notice is that the double crochets that were here, because of the spike stitch, it pops out towards you, giving texture. So single crochet into the final corner and half double crochet join. I'm going to talk to you now about the repeat of this pattern because we've gone through the whole sequence, and we'll be doing that next. To do this whole sequence then for the anniversary cakes, you can change it for whatever pattern you're working on, even if you're using a 4-ply worsted medium weight if you want to. So you're going to repeating rounds number 2 through 10 3 more times for the size of yarn, and then you're going to repeat the second round 1 more time. Okay, so you'll get that done. So because I knew that I had a little bit more yarn left over, but not enough to really start a repeat, I had enough to do 1 more round, and it's basically a single crochet round again. So it's chain 1, 1 single crochet in each of the single crochets, and then corners are 1 single crochet, chain 2, 1 single crochet, and you'll do that around. So essentially the last 2 rounds that we have of this blanket are a single crochet round, if that helps you to see that. You do have the stitch counts available in the download if you want that, and I will see you again next time. Let me know how you're doing, and I'll see you in the next video ahead.